Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Space Monkey Mafia here. Today we're going to be doing AITA, or Am I the Ashley? My background is Charles's tank. I've got all my goldfish, a couple of mono shrimp, and a lot of mystery snails. Goldfish are Charles, Artemis, Pugsy, Haruhiro, Bubba Whale, and Sushi. Don't be concerned about how Bubba Whale swims. He has swim bladder problems. He's always had them since I got him. They have gotten significantly worse since a storm system moved through and the barometric pressure and all just really messed with him real bad. And he's been progressively getting worse over the past few weeks. But don't worry about it. I'm working on it. He's got a little wheelchair prototype. If all goes as planned, that should be up in the next video. AITA for being irritated that my friend calls herself a cancer survivor. I'm female, early 30s. My friend Bethany is female, mid-30s, and I've known her for years. Recently, Bethany had a basal cell carcinoma removed from her face. BCC are the most common types of skin cancer, especially for people who spend a lot of time in the sun. They can be disfiguring if they're left untreated, but they don't metastasize like other cancers, so they don't really pose a huge risk to your life or health. I've known a couple of other people who have had BCCs, but after initially panicking and hearing the word cancer, they tend to get it removed without much fanfare. Bethany, on the other hand, has been posting on social media about living with cancer, the fear of receiving the diagnosis, surviving cancer, and self-identifying as a survivor. She hasn't been specifying what kind of cancer she had either, so many people are understandably worried. I also know some people who have, or had, real capital C cancer, the kind where you do chemo and write letters to your loved ones in case you don't make it, so I found Bethany's post pretty tasteless. With BCCs, you can get them removed in 10 minutes at the doctor's, usually using topical anesthesia that numbs the area. The day before Bethany was going in for this, she mass texted our friend group and said she was scared for her surgery. I privately thought she was overstating the procedure a little by calling it that, but I rushed to reassure her. I validated that it was scary, but that she'd be okay, and mentioned something about how I was scared the year prior when I had a tumor removed from my abdomen. For context, it was not a malignant tumor, but was causing problems where it was, which is why they took it out. I had to go in the surgical center and stay there for half the day, get prepped, go under general anesthesia, care for the incision site wound for the next few weeks, the whole shebang. Bethany responded to me, referencing that experience by saying, "That doesn't count, it wasn't cancer." I didn't want to make a thing of it when she was dealing with her own worries, but that comment really rubbed me the wrong way. I feel like I may be taking it too personally, though. I haven't said anything to Bethany, and I'm not going to, but I've been nursing this intense irritation over the whole situation. Am I a huge Ashley for privately policing my friend's language around a medical event that is genuinely frightening to her, especially since it's really the first big health scare of her still youthful life? Am I being too snotty about essentially gatekeeping cancer? Is it petty of me to think of her social media posts as attention-seeking, or to think that they trivialize other people's battles with cancer, given that she does, medically speaking, have a type of cancer? I can't really check my thoughts on this with anyone IRL, so I'd really like a check either way. Is this a reasonable thing to privately grumble to myself over, or am I TA? Wow, okay, I'm gonna read some of the comments, but before that, what is wrong with this lady? That is not correct. The comment rubbed me the wrong way too. You can't just say, "Oh yeah, I know you had major surgery, and I know you actually had to do stuff to care for the wound, but it's not cancer, so it doesn't count." Like, if someone has lupus, does that not count? If someone has Huntington's disease, does that not count? Does it have to be cancer to be significant? Like, even if you die from it, it's not cancer. Like I said, it was causing issues, which is more than what she has. It's not causing issues for her. I don't know, that kind of stuff, that it irritates me a bit. Quite a bit. NTA, which means not the Ashley. I'm a radiation oncologist, so forgive me, but I do believe I speak with some authority. The idea that someone having a BCC is calling herself a cancer survivor is ludicrous. You are more likely to die from a shark attack while being struck by lightning while creating a perpetual motion machine than a BCC. Most statistics about cancer don't even include non-melanoma skin cancers because the prognosis is so good, and this includes SCC skin cancers, which are actually worse than BCCs. Side note, I do get that she is so shaken, particularly at such a young age. You can't choose how something like that affects you mentally, and I fully respect that. I would say I hope things work out well for her, but like I said, that's pretty much a given. And then there's a lot of people in the comments talking about their own, cancer stories and friends and losing people to cancer and how awful it was for them and how this lady is blowing her surgery, like, way out of proportion, and just, someone needs to check that. Someone needs to just put her in check just a little bit. Not rudely, but someone needs to have a talk with her about how what she is doing is negatively affecting others. It is causing stress. It is causing worry entirely unnecessarily, because this is not This is not life-threatening. It's barely even a cosmetic issue. Like, no, don't do that. AITA for joking about my friend going on vacation to Thailand often. The other day I went for drinks with my girlfriend and a somewhat close friend and his girlfriend. They've only been dating for a relatively short time now. Later on, when we had already been drinking for a bit, we started joking about each other a little. Like, my friend made some more or less funny remarks about me, and then later got back at him. I joked about how I was surprised to hear he was dating his girlfriend, since I had suspected for a time that he was a bit into the younger ones, since he really seemed to like to go to vacation to Thailand. That's true, by the way, he's been there quite a few times. He actually did take offense at that, though he went on about how they have nice beaches, a rich culture, and good food, and finally got mad at me for insinuating stuff like that. Got a bit heated in the end, so I decided to call it a night. Am I the Ashley? Wow. Is he serious? Is he like sincerely asking this? Like, hey, am I the rude guy for calling my friend a pedophile in front of his new girlfriend? Like, is that bad? Is that rude? Is that crossing a line? Is it? Is it bad to insinuate that Thailand is only good for that sort of thing? I don't know, buddy. Is it? And then it gets worse because in the comments, he's only arguing with people. People are like, okay, yeah, that's bad. And he's like, I don't see why, though. That's what people go to Thailand for. And everyone's like, it's literally not. And let me tell you, it's literally not. I can't. And like, everyone's like, okay, so do you actually think this about your friend? And his response every single time, it's always like, I'm not sure, but I think so. And everyone's like, what does that mean? He's like, I'm not entirely sure, but maybe. So this guy has his own set of issues. He probably shouldn't be picking on his friend with the amount of issues this guy has. AITA for telling my friend that it's not abuse. So my friend, 25 female, told me yesterday that she was abused as a child. I automatically went to tell her how sorry I was and that if she wanted to tell me about it, I'm a listening ear. She starts to tell me about her abuse, and I kind of thought that everything she was telling me was not abuse. So she talked about how her phone was taken off her at 8 every night. Her mom would only buy her thrift store clothing. Her mom had the naughty chair. It was the chair you sat in for 10 minutes if you were naughty. She did not get treats after dinner. She then went on about how sometimes she was starved, so I asked how long she could last. She told me that she was not allowed to eat food an hour before dinner and midnight snacks were banned. I asked if she had ever been hit. I also added that she can refuse to answer a question if she does not want to answer. She had never been hit and her mom never called her any names or yelled at her unless she was being naughty. I asked if there was anything else and she said no. That all seemed pretty normal to me. I then said, that's not abuse. All the moms I work with at church group do the same things. She got super mad and left and is refusing to speak to me. I honestly think I was being rude, and if she does not want to talk to me after this, I'll accept. But, hey, I want to see what others think. What? That's not abuse. Restricting your child from doing things isn't abuse. Now, potentially, with the yelling and calling names, depending on how severe that was, that could be abuse, but that wasn't one of her main points. Her main point was, like, she had a naughty chair, and she couldn't eat snacks at midnight. And she called it starvation? I think that is incredibly offensive to a lot of people who actually were abused, who were not allowed to eat for days on end. I mean, even just recently, there was a case in my state. Don't look it up. It's disgusting. It's horrible. Yeah, a mom just starved her child to death, like, literally in my state. And this girl was like, yeah, I got starved because I couldn't have midnight snacks. Who even eats midnight snacks? That's just gonna screw up your whole sleep cycle. Like, if you eat a lot of food right before bed, that's how you get nightmares. Like, don't eat food right before bed. But seriously, like, there are abusive parents starving their children to death. And she's saying not being able to have a midnight snack is starvation. I don't know where these people come from. I think it's just pure immaturity. I don't think they've truly experienced the real world. But age 25, I don't know. That's pretty weird, to be honest. That's pretty weird. Will I be the Ashley if I ask my pregnant wife to move out because she and her best friend decided to test my loyalty? My wife is pregnant with our daughter. Initially, we were really happy and excited about it, but then she starts acting like a nut job. She gets angry and irritated for small things, insults me when she doesn't like the food I make, starts acting insecure, and accuses me of losing attraction for her. For example, she wanted to eat chicken sandwiches for dinner last week. Well, I made chicken sandwiches. So she eats all the sandwiches, leaves me nothing, and told me that they tasted terrible. I wasn't mad because she left me nothing. But if she didn't like them, why did she have to eat everything? When I asked her this, she told me that she was hungry. Okay, fine. She does this every time. Eats everything I make and calls it terrible. I don't argue with her because I work for more than 80 hours a week and I really want to have some peace when I'm home. So yesterday, a random girl starts flirting with me at the gym and asked me if I wanted to meet up with her for some drinks. I just had a small heart attack. I thought there was someone standing at the window staring at me. I need a minute. Oh my goodness. Spooked. It's a cat. It's fine. It's just another cat. I don't know why I thought it was a person. There's so many cats around here, and I don't know how. I don't know why. Because there's like, within a like quarter-mile radius of my house, there are like 6 resident hawks and 2 eastern barred owls. In a mile radius, there's like 5 packs of coyotes. I don't know why these cats are here. Cats. I don't even know whose cat that is. Like half the cats I know, I don't know what cat that is. I'm sorry. I needed a minute. I rejected her and told her that I was married, and when I got home, my wife started to hug me and apologize. When I asked her what happened, she told me that her best friend suggested a test for my loyalty, so they asked a mutual friend to flirt with me and asked me out. And I passed. Yay! I'm really mad. I'm done with her antics. Will I be the Ashley if I ask her to move out? Edit, I don't live in the USA. Please don't discuss legalities based on the laws there. Okay, well, it's like, typically not good to leave your pregnant wife. That being said, I could not put up with this person. I just know that. Why be so rude and disrespectful? Okay, I get hormones. I get people act weird when they're pregnant. I get weird food cravings. But if someone, works 80 hours a week, has the time, it's birds. Oh, there's birds, too. They're freaking me out, man. After working 80 hours a week, and I assume the wife is not working, it sounds like it, to make you a home-cooked meal. Every day, it sounds like. And you eat everything they make. They don't get any food. They're tired. They're hungry. You eat everything, and you tell them it's just awful. It's the worst thing you've ever had. How dare they make it for you? I couldn't put up with that. I don't think most people could put up with that. I think that's a little much. I think it's just a rough situation, honestly. It just sucks. And something that doesn't suck, because I'm trying to end on a good note, baby betas, they're doing good. Tiny babies. Yes. School's almost over if you're in America, in the U.S., in the northern hemisphere. I think it depends on the country. But school's almost out, so these 3-hour videos won't be cutting into so much of my time, because these take a long time to make, guys. They do. And I've got no money, so I should probably have taken an actual job instead of these, but especially because I'm not making money off these. But they're fun. I like them. I didn't really read Reddit before this, and now I do, and there's some interesting stuff that goes on there. So, yeah. Sorry for the ramble at the end. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all the good little YouTube stuff. I hope you guys did like it, though, and if you did, I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.